don't know, close my window.
Don't worry. I'm calling everybody to come back, so that's okay.
Okay.
Okay, is everybody back now?
Yes.
I think Claudia, it's not
Claudia?
here.
Let me see. I think Claudia should be back already. Let's see. Claudia, are you here? Yes, she is.
Yeah, now I am
Now you are.
Yes,
Okay, good. Very good, very good. So we have we have the questions here, right? And last class we did, what are the comparative and superlative forms of these adjectives? So we have older, the oldest, smaller, the smallest, newer, the newest, busier, the busiest, noisier, the noisiest, drier, the driest. And then bigger, the biggest, wetter, the wettest, hotter, the hottest. And then we have more important and most important, more modern and most modern, and more exciting and most exciting. So question number 1. When do we use ER and EST? When do we use ER and EST? Can you tell us, Thais?
We use ER and EST when the word is short. I think it was less than 2 syllables. I don't know how to say it.
Syllable?
Syllables. And more and most we use it when it is more than 2 syllables. I mean when it's long.
Okay, very good. So when it is 1 or 2 syllables, because if you pronounce busy, we have 2 syllables there, right? Hello, Isabella.
Hi, teacher.
Good to see you here. Clean, showered, and smelling good, I'm sure. Okay, so words that have 1 syllable or 2 syllables finishing in, what letter do they finish in? Yes, Thais, I think you said something?
Why?
Y, that's right. 2 syllables finishing in Y. We use ER and EST. ER for the comparative or superlative?
Comparative.
Comparative. And
Comparative.
EST for the superlative. All right, very good. If the word has 2 or more syllables, and not finishing in Y, we use more or the most, right? More or the most. Okay, very good. Clara, any questions here?
No, but now I understood. Because I
Okay.
tried to look in the internet and understood.
Right, right. Okay. So you tried to find it on the internet, right, Clara? You tried to find it. Find. All right, very good. Now, we have adjectives that are irregular. For example, good and bad. What is the comparative of good? What is the comparative of good, Claudia?
Better. Better.
Better. And what is the superlative of good, Claudia?
Better.
The best. Okay, the
The
best.
best. The best.
Best. Very good. Isabella, what is the comparative of bad?
Worse.
Worse. And the superlative?
Worst.
The worst. Very good. Okay, excellent. So now in number 3, look at these patterns. A little bigger, a lot or much smaller, and it isn't as hot as Dubai, right? Who can try to explain? Let's see. Clara, would you like to explain? Hello, Jamson. Would you like to explain a little bigger?
It's just I don't know how to explain that. Just a little bit, I don't know.
Okay. The difference is not a great difference, but a small difference, right? And
Yes.
to emphasize that the difference is small, we use a little. This emphasizes that the difference is very small. Okay. How? What about a lot or much smaller?
A lot or much is it is a bigger difference, no?
The difference is very big. Okay.
Very
It's
big.
not just a difference, but it's a big difference. Okay. And Claudia, what about it isn't as hot as Dubai? What are we referring to?
When we talk that something is not equal.
Okay, very good. We want to show that something is not equal. Very good. Very good. That's it. Now, can you see this reference over here? Page 137. I want you to go to the back of your book, go to page 137. Clara, I sent you this page.
Okay.
I sent you this page of the book, okay?
Okay.
It is a grammar reference. And it is 6.2 comparative and superlative.
6.2 comparative.
6.2 comparative and superlative.
Okay.
Okay, did you find it?
Yes.
All right, so let's take a look here. Jamson, can you read for us short adjectives?
Cheap, small, big. And the comparative and superlative too.
Yes, please.
Cheaper, smaller, bigger. Cheapest, smallest, and biggest.
And why is big with an asterisk? What is different about big?
I don't know.
You don't know.
Teacher, two consonants
Yes, two consonants. Why?
between one vocal.
Why? It is two
Why?
consonants and
Between
okay. So a vowel
a vocal between two consonants.
two consonants. All right. So when we have a small adjective, one syllable adjective that has a vowel between two consonants, what happens, Raul?
You need to double
Exactly.
the consonant.
Excellent. Observe down here. Can you see we have an asterisk here and we have an asterisk here. So what does it say? For
Double the last
short
consonant.
adjectives, right? That end with consonant plus vowel plus consonant, double the last consonant.
Last consonants.
For example, how
Hot, hotter, hot, hotter, hottest, fat, fatter, fattest.
That's right. Very good. Do you remember now, Jamson? But this is the rule, Jamson. This is the rule that you need to know, okay? If you don't remember, you have to remember now. Okay, Isabella, read about adjectives that end in Y. Isabella, you have your microphone off. Okay, now. Okay, now. No sound. Isabella, take out your headphones.
Can you hear me now?
Yes,
Yes,
no, yes, that's right.
Okay. Teacher?
Yes, I'm listening. We are all listening.
Okay. Adjectives that end in how to say that
Y.
letter?
Why?
Y. Okay. Funny, early, heavy. Funnier, earlier, heavier. Funniest, earliest, heaviest.
What happened there? What
And
happened?
comparative, the Y, like they switched the Y, for I-E-R.
Very
Oh my God,
good. Very good.
I-E-R.
That's
And the
it.
comparative.
That's it.
And the superlative, they switched the Y and put the I-S-S-R-E-S-T.
That's right. Very good. So remember all the adjectives finishing in Y. Change the Y for I and then add ER or EST.
Yeah, change Y for
That's
okay.
right. Very good, Isabella. Very good. Okay. Adjectives with 2 syllables or more. Clara, can you read for us?
Careful, boring, expensive, interesting. More careful, more boring, more expensive, more interesting. Most careful, most boring, most expensive, most interesting.
And observe, right? Careful, 2 syllables. But because they don't finish in Y, you put more, most. Boring, 2 syllables. Again, the same idea. Now the others have expensive, 3 syllables. Interesting, 3 syllables, right? So 2 syllables or more that don't finish in Y are going to follow this rule. Okay, very good. And of course, we have the irregulars. Irregulars. Just to make life more exciting, we have the irregulars. How can you read the irregulars for us?
Far, good, bad. Farther, footer,
Further,
better,
further,
further,
further.
further, better, worse. Furthest, furthest, best, worst.
That's right. Okay. In far is a little complicated. That's why we have 2, farther and further, and farthest and furthest. Because far can have 2 references. Okay. We can use far to mean more something. Okay. You can say he is far more intelligent, to emphasize far more intelligent. But far can also mean in distance. For example, from Brasilia to Anápolis is one distance. From Brasilia to Goiânia, it is farther. Okay? All right. So further, when it is not distance in kilometers, okay? Farther, when it is distance in kilometers. All right?
All right.
Okay, continue, please, Raul.
What, teacher?
Good,
Good, better, best, bad, worse, worst.
that's right. Thank you very much. Now, one
Teacher,
important, sorry?
When use further,
Further, when we are
not
talking,
kilometer, is
Well-
about
when we are talking about, it is an emphasizer. For example, it's far more intelligent. Further, and for example, we are reading more pages, and you say, I read further than Clara. It means you read more pages than Clara. It's not a distance in kilometers.
okay.
Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay. Now, one important thing when using the comparative is than. Than. When we have a comparative, this means we are comparing two things, right? We are comparing two things. So to show that we are comparing A and B, we use than. That's why we have than is used to comparative adjectives. For example, I am younger than Barbara. Barbara is more intelligent than Sarah. Always the than to show that we have two things being compared. Okay? All right. Now, much. Much is used to give emphasis to the comparative. Okay? So it can become more than a comparative. It's to emphasize. It's much nicer. She is much nicer than her sister. Is Tokyo much more modern than New York? Look, this sounds really strange, right? But more modern is the comparative. Much, we are emphasizing more intensity there. Okay, any questions here?
But much means more, right?
Much means more, but we need to use, we use it to emphasize that it's not only more, but it's more, right?
Okay.
Okay, good. Another important thing to not forget is the superlative always uses the. Always uses the, okay? Because the is going to tell you that in comparison, this one is more than the rest. It is the maximum. Because it is the maximum, we always use the. So the is used before superlative adjectives. He is the funniest boy in the class, which is the tallest building in the world. Okay, and we have more sentences that we can see over here. Comparatives compare one thing, person, or action with another. She is taller than me. San Francisco is more expensive than San Diego. So we can compare anything. We can compare anything. Things, persons, actions, okay? Claudia, read number 2 for us.
Use, né? You use comparatives,
Superlatives. We use superlatives.
Okay. Comparative, compare one thing, person or action with another. She's
Claudia.
taller. Ah,
Claudia, number two.
oh,
Number two, Claudia. Number two.
number two. Number two. We use superlative to compare somebody or something with the holy group. She's the tallest in the class. It's the most expensive hotel in the world.
Okay, so remember, we are identifying the maximum. The maximum. Johnson, number three.
As how do we
As
pronunciate? As shows that something as shows that something is the same or equal. Jim is tall as Peter. I am as worried as you are.
Okay, so we are doing a comparative of equality. We are showing that two things are equal. A comparative of equality. As. Okay? All right. And Isabella, read number 4 for us.
Not as shows that something isn't the same or equal. She isn't as tall as her mother. She isn't as smart as me.
Okay, so there we are doing a comparative of inequality, not equal. And this we show by making a negative, not as. Comparative of equality, as. Comparative of inequality, not as.
Okay.
Any questions?
Very good.
No questions?
Teacher,
Yes.
inequality.
Inequality.
Inequality. Use only negative? Yes, no?
Inequality is always in the negative.
Always.
You can use it in the affirmative if you use the comparative. Because if I say my son is not as short as I am. Yes, if I say my son isn't as short as I am, I can use the same idea by saying my son is taller than I am.
Okay.
Right? It's the same idea, but we are using a different structure grammatically. Do you understand? Okay.
Yes.
Did you
Okay.
understand? All right. Okay. Now, let's go back to page 43 in your books. Page 43 again. Guilherme, everything okay? Okay. All right. I want you to think of two cities that you went to. Two cities that you went to. Okay? It can be any cities. It can be Valparaíso and Goiânia. It can be Anápolis and New York. Any two cities that you want. I want you to think of two cities. All right? Okay. Now, do you remember the questions that we wrote down last class? The questions that Tom asked Mia? What is Singapore like? What is it like to do business in these places?
We did like, we choose a city, and when we talk about like each other about the city.
Yes, I know.
Is that
Let's think
the
about
question?
one city.
Is that questions?
This, yeah. And now I want you to think about two cities, okay? And when you give the answer, I want you to use the comparative or the superlative to give the answer. Okay, what is it like to do business? What are the buildings like? What is another city like? What is the weather like? But thinking about two cities in order to give your answer. Do you understand?
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so I'm going to tell you the two cities I am going to compare. The two cities I'm going to compare, all right? I want to compare Buenos Aires and La Paz. Buenos Aires and La Paz, all right? Okay, so Jamson, make one question for me, please. You can use any of the questions that we have here.
The cities La Paz and Buenos Aires.
Yes, La Paz and Buenos Aires.
Okay. Buenos Aires is older than. No.
No, ask me like
A
this.
question.
What is Buenos Aires like?
What? I don't understand.
I want you to use these forms of questions that I want you to use like. I want you to practice making questions with like, Jamson.
Okay. What's Buenos Aires like?
Okay. Buenos Aires is, I would say that it is as old as La Paz. But Buenos Aires has more, it has more classic architecture than La Paz. And yeah, I think that's it. But they are, La Paz is as beautiful as Buenos Aires in a different way. But I would say that they are as beautiful as one another. Okay. Raul, ask me another question. Your microphone is off. Microphone.
Are the buildings in La Paz all new?
Oh, I think La Paz and Buenos Aires are as new as La Paz is as new as Buenos Aires in the form that the center of the cities are old and the outskirts of the city are very modern. So in La Paz, as much as in Buenos Aires, you have very modern buildings, tall buildings, but you also have old churches and narrow streets.
Narrow.
Narrow. Wide, narrow. Okay. Ask me another question, Thais.
Okay. Uh, what are the buildings all new?
Oh, this is what Raul asked me. Are the buildings all new? And I already answered.
So, where was the best for you?
Repeat.
Where was the best for you?
Oh, it's difficult to say, but although I am Bolivian and I should like La Paz more, I did not. I like Buenos Aires more because I think that the people in Buenos Aires take care of their city better than the people of Bolivia. And you can in Buenos Aires you can, or when I went I could see the people washing the buildings, and I could see the people trying to maintain the city nice and clean. But in La Paz, you don't see that much care with the architecture, with the city. Claudia, ask me one more question. Nobody asked me about the weather yet. Do you want to ask me about the weather, Claudia?
Yeah. How the what the weather is like in Buenos Aires?
Okay, look, Claudia, look here. Look here. What was the weather like? Repeat.
Like
Repeat.
well, what was the weather like?
Again. What was the
What
weather
the
like?
weather like?
Okay. All right. La Paz is very cold. La Paz is very cold. It is much colder than Buenos Aires. I went to Buenos Aires in the winter, and I went to La Paz in the summer. And in the summer, La Paz was colder than Buenos Aires in the winter.
Oh, very good to know.
It's good to know. Yeah.
It's more high, no?
Yes, it's higher. It's higher.
Higher. It's
It's
higher.
higher. That's right. It's higher. Okay. Clara, would you like to make any question that you think would be interesting?
Don't know, teacher.
No, that's okay. No problem. Okay. Guilherme, would you like to make any question? Where's Guilherme? Guilherme is not here anymore. Okay. All right. Do you understand? I want you to use two cities to compare them. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Yes, everybody
Yes.
okay?
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to divide you into groups, and you are going to compare two cities, whichever two cities you decide to compare, all right?
No, it's so good.
Okay. Are you ready?
Yes.
You have
Yes.
8 minutes. 8 minutes for this dialogue, okay? 1, 2, 3, go. You can go. And Clara, I sent you the picture in your phone. Isabella, I sent you the picture of the book so that you have the questions. Look in your phone. Look in your phone. I sent you the picture of the book with the questions, okay? In your phone. Look at your phone.
Okay, teacher. Teacher, I see that, but I have the book, teacher.
Oh, I thought you were copying the questions from
No, I was writing the answers of the questions, like the
Okay,
city.
okay. Johnson, you can go. Isabella's going with you.
I can wait. Yeah.
Can you go, Johnson?
Send me to go, please.
Okay. I see if I can do that. I don't know how I can do this. It doesn't permit me to send you to the same place. I have to send you to a different place. I'm going to send you to a different place, and from there I'm going to send you back, okay? Just a second. Okay, I'm going to send you back now. All right. Did you get one? Johnson, you're back with me. You don't have a link to go to? No? Okay. I'm going to do another thing. I'm going to put another room. Let me see, what can I do? 3 rooms. Oh, it doesn't let me put another room. Nothing is possible here. Okay, I'm putting you to room 3. And after you get there, I'm going to get you back. Just a second. Don't move yet. Don't go. Don't go. Okay, you can go now. It worked. Yes, there is Johnson. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll let you work there, okay?
The teacher, the city is like this activity is like it's not with someone else, not it's like just me.
You and Johnson. You're going to ask Johnson what city. Johnson is here.
I think it's going to be like the both one choose the city and do the same.
No. Johnson has 2
Oh.
cities. You have 2 cities. You're going
Okay.
to ask Johnson about his cities, and Johnson is going to ask you about your cities. Do you understand?
Okay.
All
Okay.
right. Go ahead.
Okay.
You can work now. Now,
Hello, teacher.
how are
Nossa.
you?
I'm fine.
Today,
I'm late.
today the
Huh?
traffic was terrible, right?
Yes, the Zoom not started.
Oh, the
Not
Zoom.
don't start.
You were having problems with the Zoom. Oh,
Yes.
okay. I thought you were having problems with traffic, because the traffic today is terrible.
Não, acidente, como é que fala? Ponte?
On the bridge.
The
On the
bridge.
bridge.
JK.
Yes.
JK.
There
Yes.
was an accident this morning, and there was an accident now in the afternoon too.
Sério? Yes.
Yes, really. Really, really.
E estamos só nós duas na aula?
No,
In the class?
no. no.
Não tô vendo.
Everybody is in groups already.
Ah,
Everybody is in
okay.
groups. I'm going to put you in one group, okay? It does not matter if you don't understand what they are doing. Just listen to them, okay?
Yes. Agora que abriu no meu computador o Zoom.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm going to put you with Raul, okay?
Ok.
Raul and Clara. Clara is a new student.
Ah, great.
You can go, Raquel. Hello,
Oh,
Claudia.
hello.
So tell me, what did you learn about Thais's cities?
Thaisa cities. She talked about Cancun and Miami.
Mm-hmm.
And I talk about New York and New York and San Francisco, né?
Oh, okay. So tell me one thing that you learned from Thais's conversation.
Thais conversation said that Miami is very, very big, but Cancun has more beaches,
Oh, okay.
more beautiful.
The beaches in Cancun are more beautiful than the beaches in Miami.
I think she said it.
Okay, very good.
I
Thais,
think
tell me one thing that you learned from Claudia's conversation.
She told me that the weather in San Francisco was colder than the weather in New York. So she liked San Francisco weather more than New York.
Okay, yeah. I like San Francisco more than New York too.
Hey, teacher, sorry.
Why do
When
you
I was
think
leaving the
Repeat,
breakout,
Isabella.
when I was leaving the breakout room, the button of leave breakout room isn't work, so I had
Yeah,
to
I
leave
think today something is wrong with the Zoom.
Yes.
Something is going wrong with the Zoom. I don't know why.
Like, it's the new update, I think, because
It could be. It could be.
yeah.
Well, I don't know. Maybe if you try to take it out and put it back in, maybe it's going to work better. So after class, you can try to erase it and then put it back.
And teacher, I'm not with not my computer because my microphone's literally broken.
Oh yeah,
And I
that's
have to
that's right. Okay.
like
Whenever you have time, if your computer doesn't work, you can try that. Raquel
okay.
stayed, I don't know how many minutes trying to get into the Zoom and you couldn't, right, Raquel?
Yes, teacher.
You had trouble too, Clara?
Yes, a little bit.
A little bit. Okay, that's fine. Raul, you worked with Clara, and Raquel entered at the end because Raquel was trying to get into the class before and she couldn't. So tell us, Raul, what did you learn from the two cities that Clara was comparing?
Two cities is Santiago and Goiânia.
Okay, the two cities are, remember?
Two cities
cities.
are Goiânia and Santiago.
Uh-huh.
Santiago is have a place, modern places. No, Santiago is older than Goiânia.
Mm-hmm.
Santiago is bigger than Goiânia.
All right. Is this Santiago in Chile?
Chile.
In Chile. All right.
Chile.
And Clara, tell us something that you learned from the cities that Raul talked to you about.
How talk about Brazil.
Talked. Repeat.
Talked.
Yes.
Talked about Brazil and São Paulo.
Oh, great.
I understood that he likes Brasilia more than São Paulo.
Oh, I understand too. I understand
live,
that. I really do.
better to live and to work, and the weather, it's better.
Yes, I agree.
Understand.
I agree. I understand how.
Yes.
Right. And Jamson, you worked with Isabella. Tell us about the two cities that Isabella was comparing.
Isabella compared the city, Floripa and Brasília, Florianópolis, enfim.
Mm-hmm.
Floripa Brasília is newer than Florianópolis. Florianópolis have, sei lá quantos anos, and Brasília have 65.
Okay, not have, right, Jamson? Have is Portuguese. In English, we don't say have. What verb do we use in English?
Have what?
No, have is Portuguese.
I don't know.
Clara, what did you say?
To say what?
That somebody is so many years old. What is the verb that we use?
Oldest.
No.
It's 60
The verb
years
to
old.
be, that's right, Raul,
Yeah.
the verb to be. So we say Brasilia is 60 years old, but Floripa is, 150 years old. Do you understand? Verb to
Okay.
be, Jamson. Have is Portuguese.
Okay.
Have is Portuguese. All right. Isabella, tell us about the two cities that Jamson was comparing.
Teacher, he didn't have time to tell.
Really? He didn't have time to talk? Okay.
I think I really talk a lot of.
I think you talk too much, Isabel. I'm kidding you. I'm kidding you. It's because
But I really talk too much, teacher. Sorry.
no, you don't. You don't. Relax. I'm kidding.
I don't want.
Don't feel
cities.
sad, Isabella. Please look at me. Look at me. Mwah. Okay,
That was embarrassing, teacher.
let's ask Jamson questions. What cities are you comparing, Jamson?
Brasília and Formosa.
Brazilian Formosa. Okay, great. Brazilian Formosa. So tell us, what are the two cities like? What are the two cities like?
One question, teacher. This question is the
In general, what are the cities like?
Brazil is I don't know. Medium city. It's not big, but it's not small.
Okay.
And Formosa
it's a medium-sized city. It's not big and it's not small. Mm-hmm.
Yes, and Formosa is small, smallest than Brasilia.
No, smallest is the superlative. Smallest is the superlative. You are comparing. You are not using superlative here.
I don't remember. Is small. Help me, teacher.
Let's help him, people. How can we say?
Smaller than, no?
Smaller than, that's right. We're going to say Formosa is smaller than Brasilia. That's right. make him another question, Raul.
Another question. Where was the best for you?
Can you repeat?
Where was the best for you?
Brasília.
Explain why. Brasilia is not sufficient.
Formosa, I prefer Brasília because Formosa is a city where don't have nothing to do, don't have shopping, don't have cinema, don't have nothing.
Okay, so now in English, Samson.
Oh my God.
Now in English, we say Formosa, in Formosa, there isn't anything to do. Have nothing to do. This is Portuguese, Samson, not English.
There
There isn't anything to do. Repeat, Samson.
Formosa, there isn't to do.
Anything. There isn't anything to do.
Anything.
Okay.
Brasília, the most exciting.
And Brasilia is the most exciting. Very
The
good.
most exciting.
No,
Very good. You don't think so, Isabella?
No,
You disagree?
when compatível with
no.
Formosa, é isso.
But he's
It's from
comparing Brasilia
Moses,
and
but with
Formosa.
another cities,
He
it's
is
not.
not comparing Brasilia and Tampa. No.
Teacher?
Yes, I'm saying
I
that
think you're-
he's not. He's comparing Brasilia and Formosa, not Brasilia and Tampa or Miami.
No, I didn't say what?
I am kidding you. I am
Oh my
joking
God.
with you. Oh my
Yeah,
God.
I know, teacher.
Claudia, make another question.
It's
Make
sad.
question.
Which the weather is more hot? Which city the weather is hot? Formosa or Brasília?
I think is the same. Don't have
Really?
difference. Yes.
Okay. Do you have the same impression? Do you have the same impression, Raul?
Teacher, I don't know. I think it's possible Formosa is more hot, no?
Formosa is much hotter than
Much
Brasilia.
hotter. No?
Yes, I
Yes.
think.
Formosa is as hot as Goiânia.
Ah,
I think it is as hot as Anápolis too.
Annapolis, it's cold.
It's not cold. Not when I went to Anápolis.
Annapolis, it's
Yes,
it's good. It's
Anápolis
good.
is very hot.
You think so?
I think so.
I don't.
Okay. People, it's time to go. It's time to go. So I'm going to ask you for homework. You are going to study you're going to do the comparative and the superlative in your books, okay? In your workbooks, So you're going to do workbook page 38, exercise 3, workbook page 38, exercise 3, and yes, only exercise 3. Okay, I'm going to ask you to do only exercise 3, where you need to write the comparatives and superlatives of all these adjectives, okay?
okay.
And you need to memorize them. Okay?
Okay.
Jamson?
38.
All right, okay? All right. So Jamson, write the homework for us in the group, okay?
Teacher,
Yes, Raquel.
I don't understand. writing the exercise and memorize
Yes. All the
Can you,
page.
the
can you
words?
see the workbook?
Yes, yes.
We have adjectives and we have
Uh-huh.
comparative and superlative, right?
Ok,
Yes. You need to memorize these words. You need to
tá
know
bom.
them. Okay.
Ok,
All right. I think you already know them, but make more emphasis. Okay.
ok.
Hello. Hello, Clara.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye, bye.
Bye-bye. Clara,
Bye
stay with me
bye.
1 minute. Stay with me 1 minute. Bye-bye, people. Have a nice weekend. Have a nice weekend.
Raining now here.
It's raining.
It's
Really?
raining.
Yes,
Wow.
yes.
I
It's
didn't see
raining.
the
Raining here. Rain in my house.
Great. So let's
Ah,
go
very
out in the
good.
rain
Bye.
now.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye.
Ciao.
Have a nice week.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Hi, Patrice.
Hi. Claudia, you can go. I'm going to talk to Clara, okay?
Ah, tá. Ok, thank you.
Okay. Have a nice weekend,
Bye.
Claudia. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Ai, peraí.